Welcome to another Wild Elk presentation. In this presentation, we are going to discuss and understand abnormal operating process behavior due to malware, rootkit, how to detect them, some proactive task to be on top of them, and go through some examples. So stay tuned in. Abnormal operating process behavior due to malware or a rootkit that has exploited an operating system OS component is a serious cybersecurity threat. The situation becomes significantly more complex and dangerous. When malware or a rootkit compromises an OS component, it can manipulate the system's core processes, hide its presence, or cause a range of disruptions that can be hard to detect using conventional methods, often with the intent to remain undetected while causing harm or exfiltrating data. Here's how this kind of exploitation can manifest. We would try to understand what a malware is. Malware are malicious software that can infect a system to steal data, disrupt operations, or gain unauthorized access. Malware are software designed to disrupt, damage, or gain unauthorized access to computer systems. It can alter operating system processes to make the system behave abnormally, leading to altered process behavior. Legitimate applications might exhibit strange behavior due to modifications made by malware. Malware might consume excessive resources or run unwanted background processes, eventually slowing the system's unwanted network activity. Malware can open network connections, exfiltrate data, or participate in botnet activities. Now that you understand a malware, we would always try to understand a rootkit is. Rootkit is a particularly stealthy type of malware designed to hide its presence or the presence of other malware by compromising low-level OS components, such as kernel modules or system drivers. Rootkits is designed to infiltrate deep into the OS, often at the kernel level, to hide its presence and control system processes. Rootkits conceal their activity and manipulate system components to avoid detection. Rootkits often exploit OS vulnerabilities to gain root or administrative access, allowing them to control critical OS components. Rootkits can alter system calls, intercept OS functions, and hide files or processes from system monitoring tools. Next, we would try to understand mechanisms of exploitation. Malware or rootkits can exploit operating system components in several ways. Kernel exploitation. They can alter or inject code into the OS kernel, allowing them to manipulate critical system functions like memory management, I/O operations, or process scheduling. System file manipulation. They can replace or modify system files, for example, DLL files in Windows to gain control of certain operations or to hide malicious processes. Privilege escalation. Exploiting OS vulnerabilities to escalate privileges, allowing the malware to perform unauthorized actions with elevated access. Next, understanding indicators of abnormal process behavior. When malware or a rootkit exploits OS components, it can lead to a wide range of abnormal behaviors, including performance degradation, hidden processes, unauthorized access, system crashes or instability, file system modifications, anomalous network activity, logging and security tool disruptions. Next, we would break down each of the above-mentioned topic. Understanding performance degradation. System processes may start consuming excessive CPU or memory, unusual CPU or memory usage, often because the malware is siphoning resources. Understanding hidden processes. Malicious processes that are not visible in task managers but are still running in the background. Understanding unauthorized access, abnormal login attempts, unusual network traffic, or changes in user privileges. Understanding system crashes or instability. Legitimate processes may crash, freeze, or behave inconsistently due to interference. Frequent system crashes, blue screens on Windows, or reboots, as the malware or rootkit can interfere with normal OS functioning. Understanding file system modifications. Files or applications may appear to be missing or corrupted while still actively running in the background. unexpected changes in file permissions, file sizes, or the presence of strange or new system files that shouldn't be there. Key OS components, such as file systems, process schedulers, and network stacks may behave differently due to tampering. Monitoring tools might show inaccurate data, for example, incorrect resource usage, missing files, to manipulated system calls. Understanding anomalous network activity, unexplained outbound network connections to suspicious or unknown IP addresses. Increased network traffic, indicating data exfiltration or communication with increased or unusual outgoing traffic, often involving unknown IP addresses, indicating potential data exfiltration. Understanding logging and security tool disruptions, disabling or bypassing security tools such as antivirus or logging utilities, which are common tactics of rootkits. While rootkits often hide malicious processes or files from typical system monitoring tools, making them invisible to antivirus scans. Following are some of the techniques for detection methods you need to be aware of: behavioral analysis, rootkit scanners, integrity checks, anti-rootkit software, using rootkit scanners, adopting proactive tasks periodically, behavioral analysis, using advanced security tools that track process behavior for unusual patterns, like unexpected spikes in resource usage or anomalous system calls. If an abnormality is detected, forensic tools can be used to analyze memory, system logs, and files for signs of a rootkit or malware. Isolate the infected system from the network to prevent further damage or spread of the malware. Continuous monitoring of system processes, file integrity, and network traffic can help identify abnormal patterns indicative of malware or rootkit activity. Machine learning-based detection systems can identify deviations in normal OS behavior that may signal the presence of malware or a rootkit. Patch management and system hardening. Rootkit scanners, specialized tools like Rootkit Windows or rootkit, Recunner Linux that detect the hidden presence of rootkits. Memory forensics, analyzing system memory for abnormal patterns or injected code, which may not be visible in the file system. In severe cases, the only way to completely remove a rootkit may be to wipe the system and reinstall the OS from a clean, trusted source. Specialized tools like GMER, Rootkit or the rootkit detection features of antivirus suites. Intrusion detection systems IDs. Network-based or host-based IDs can monitor and flag abnormal process behavior or unauthorized system changes. System integrity checking. Tools like Tripwire can check for unauthorized changes to critical system files. Have an incident response team and plan in place to isolate the affected systems, analyze the root cause, and eradicate the malware or rootkit. In severe cases, removing a rootkit may require booting from trusted external media to bypass the rootkit's control over the OS, restoring from known clean backups, or performing a complete OS reinstallation may be necessary if the integrity of the system is severely compromised. Proactive LE task, prevention strategies. Regularly updating the operating system and all software components can reduce vulnerabilities that malware or rootkits might exploit. Always keep the OS, drivers, and third-party software updated to reduce vulnerabilities. Using hash comparison and file integrity monitoring systems to detect unauthorized changes in critical OS components. Employing security best practices such as disabling unnecessary services, using least privilege access, and employing strong authentication. Forensic analysis and incident response. Use strong authentication mechanisms, minimize privileged user accounts, and apply the principle of least privilege. Implement advanced endpoint protection tools that detect and block malicious behaviors and potential exploits. Monitoring for unusual network connections, large data transfers, or strange communication protocols. Employ IDs and intrusion prevention systems, IPS, to detect suspicious behaviors in real time. Isolate critical processes or sensitive systems to prevent malware from gaining easy access to the broader network. Abnormal operating process behavior due to a malware or rootkit exploit requires both proactive monitoring and strong mitigation strategies to avoid severe consequences, ranging from data breaches to full system compromise. System hardening. Ensure that OS components and installed applications are always up to date with the latest security patches. System reinstallation. Network segmentation. Limit the spread of malware within a network by segmenting critical systems and restricting lateral movement. Incident response plan. Have an incident response team and plan in place to isolate the affected systems, analyze the root cause, and eradicate the malware or rootkit. Some of the examples, scenarios of rootkit malwares. Stuxnet 2010. Stuxnet targeted critical OS components like Siemens PLCs to interfere with industrial control systems while hiding its presence using rootkit techniques. NotPetya 2017. This malware used an exploit in Windows components to spread and cause widespread system failures. Zero-access rootkit. A rootkit that infiltrated Windows OS, hiding itself from security software while engaging in click fraud and Bitcoin mining activities. Have covered some more examples of malware in separate topic. Thanks for watching another Wild Elk presentation. Hope it was helpful. If you liked it, give thumbs up and don't forget to share.